open up MV Play Cricket here. So so this is the ICC platform, which obviously we're looking to bring you onto. So this is the production platform. So this is a real life match, if you like, and it's what the countries in that collective agreement can access. So this is a World Cup qualifying match, I think. So Ireland versus Bangladesh from a couple of months ago. It's obviously in the completed state after the game, so we can see a match result here. And to open up that video. So, for example, if I want to look at this dismissal, I can just double click in here and it will play this video. So as we go through tonight, you'll see these circles happening. So this just means that it's streaming the video off the server. So I haven't downloaded the video clips to my local hard drive. So there will be a little bit of a delay as we stream the video off the server. But you can see there, this video clip is opened up automatically and played through. And we get a little bit of detail down the bottom here as to what has been coded against that delivery. You can see at this point, I can also click play again and it will replay that. I can also pause this and use the frame by frame backwards or frame by frame forwards. So I can get to places like point of delivery and see what's going on from an analysis point of view. You can see here I can expand this out to full screen. And in this situation, I can then use my arrow keys on the keyboard to control the video. So the up arrow will play that, and then the down arrow will stop, and then left and right the video package. But as you can see here as well, you can actually just save this clip separately off if you want to, although so that you've got it and that package and putting that together as a series of 6 or 10 or 20 or 30 clips or whatever, and then they can be used as one clip, if you like, as one video file for player review or coach review with that player, etc. So totally up to you how you use it. Drawing tools as well. So if I just play that again and let me pause that. If there's a scenario where you're reviewing with a coach or a player, we can, let me just come out of there, click on the drawing tools tab, and then we can do different things. So we might want to get to the point of release again, and then we might want to start doing that, and then we might want to start drawing lines to look at different things. So body aspect, angle of the bat, etc. So so you can do things like that. Okay, so that double clicking on the scorecard applies to anything. So there I was just accessing the dismissals, but if I wanted to look at all of the batsmen's scoring shots, then I'd just double click. Let me just do Dockrell. So if I just double click on his runs, then this will give me the sequences of his 5 scoring shots in chronological order. And again, it will just play through these in chronological order. But again, I can do whatever I need to in terms of pausing, freeze framing, adding it to a package, drawing on it. And then likewise, if I wanted to look at a batsman's whole innings, then I can double click on the balls, and that will give me the 9 videos in his whole innings. So I was starting at the start and then finishing with his at the end, and same sort of thing. And then again, dot balls, 4s, 6s, all just accessible by double clicking on whatever you want to look at. So if you want to look at that 6, you can double click on there and it will play that back. Okay, from there. And then the same for the bowlers as well. So if you want to look at a bowler's entire overs, just double click on overs and it will stitch those 24 or have those 24 balls available to view sequentially as you go through them. And then the same for maidens if there were any runs, so balls where there runs, yeah, wickets, etc. Even the no balls and the wides will link off to the video clip appropriately. Okay, and then effectively, yeah, the same also applies in the ball by ball panel here as well. So I can highlight any ball at that point, that point, and double click on it, and that will link off to the video as well. So yeah, as I said at the start, lots of different ways that you can access the video, and that's the most simple is accessing it through the through the main interface of the scorecard in this ball by ball panel. Mentioned before that we're back in the first innings here, but I can change to the second innings and effectively do the same thing. So yeah, applies all the way through through a match where you can access that video immediately through there. Okay. So that's kind of the main interface. There's also, I guess the next part is around the stats wizard. So if I just flick back to the first innings again, so we'll use Delaney here as an example. So he got 88 of 50 balls, so did pretty well. So if I right click on his name, we get this menu here. And I'll just jump over Stats Wizard for a second and just show you a few others. So you can see there the stats versus player. So this is the runs he scored and the balls he faced off each of the opposition bowlers. And again, if I want to link or if I want to look at that video immediately, then I can easily do that. So I can select that. Sorry, that'll take me to the Stats Wizard, and which we'll see more of shortly. But again, I can come to play video, and it will open up the video player and go through those clips. So that's another way of accessing video. So that's the stats versus player. The same thing is actually repeated in video versus player. So again, if I want to skip the Stats Wizard step, I can just click on there, and it'll take me straight to those video clips for that batsman against that bowler and play those from there. So again, that's by right-clicking, and the same applies for bowlers as well. But yeah, right-click on their name, and you'll get all these different options. There's also then a breakdown of their scoring shots, their shot types, etc., with the stats, extras as well, line and length. And other KPIs, and all of these things link off directly to the video. So if you want to look at their all of their singles, let's do threes because there's just one clip. You can see there that links through to the video clip immediately. Okay, but I guess the more key one for this kind of access is the Stats Wizard at the top. So you'll hear us talk a lot tonight about Stats Wizard. So there are three different types of Stats Wizard. So the first one is a player's Stats Wizard, and then there's what we call a match Stats Wizard, and then a multi-match Stats Wizard where you can analyze multiple games at the same time. So we'll just work our way through them. So, excuse me. The first one is the player's Stats Wizard. So if I open this up, we can see here that only Delaney is selected and on the list. And we can see here immediately a breakdown of his innings. So 88 runs off 51 balls, strike rate 176, then a breakdown of all his scoring shots during the innings. Obviously a wagon wheel, and then the ball arrival points as well, and then a pitch map with a conversion of ball percentages into run percentage. All of this stuff at the top will update automatically if I use these filters down the bottom, which I'll show you in a minute. But just before we get into that, a few things about the wagon wheel and the ball arrival. So the wagon wheel, the bars on the wagon wheel, again, they will link to the video. So if I double click on a spoke on the wagon wheel, then that will link to the video clip for that. And then also the same on these ball arrival points as well, where double clicking will open up the video immediately. So if there's something that catches your eye from an analysis point of view, from either the wagon wheel or ball arrival, then you can immediately look at the video to see exactly what happened. Over here under show, so this is to do with the wagon wheel, so I can show lines, which it defaults to, or I can show sectors, or I can show them as both to give you that interested in doing some analysis either on your own players across multiple games, or maybe wanting to do that for your scouting, for your preparation and looking at an opposition team. So you can come in here and do either of those two things. So if I open the multi-match stats wizard, then you can see here a whole big list of games in the last couple of months that are on the ICC platform. We can use these filters at the top here to filter down what we're looking for. So let's say we want to look at these warm-up games, okay, and we want to look at all of the Namibia warm-up games because we're going to do, we're playing them soon. So we want to select those 3 matches. And you can see here, view stats has got 3 matches indicated there. So if I click on here, then
I saw here Kuwait women's matches also are there.
Sorry, what was that?
I saw the Kuwait women's matches are also there.
Oh, so right. Yes. Yep.
So you have it all also in your database?
We only have whatever the countries that are on the platform at the moment, whatever they code and upload. But yeah, it's part of that collective sharing agreement that their men's first 11, women's first 11, and men's under 19 teams, they're all covered by the licensing with us. So if they code a match, then it is meant to go into the collective database. So there's not as many women's matches as what there are men's, but yeah, people like Chris Pickett are obviously really good at putting their women's stuff or coding their women's stuff and putting it into the database. So video analyst, the video analyst view. Let me actually restore to the default view. We've still got the same video clip playing, so that's good. Okay. So yes, you've got like an MP4 file of just like a recorded game that's, however long it is of the whole is now recording. The red border means that I'm recording. Everything else becomes active, and then I code whatever I need to code on the panels, etc., and do what I need to. In the ball clip, I can then change any data that I want to if I need to, and then ending the ball will commit the data to that ball clip. Okay. So one other thing I wanted to talk about was just to show you what we call our match portal. So this is the ICC match portal. So this is just a website online. It's behind a login. So this is for analysts, coaches, players to be able to log in, and access their matches. So this is a way of coaches and players in particular being able to access some stats like you've seen in the stats wizards, but also video as well, so that they can look at this whenever they have the time, when they want to, and it's all mobile friendly. So if they're on their phones or tablets, they're traveling, they're in a hotel room, they can access this this information in this video very quickly and easily. So for example, so we have a person in India who's coding some matches as part of the collective and our support of the associates that are on this platform. So we can, for example, come into West Indies, Pakistan, so this T20, and we can see what we call our match center widget, but it's behind a login. And you can see here, same sort of thing. They can play the video clip off the scorecard.